Yeah. Yeah, they didn't believe in the crypto or the NFTs. Just got a whole lot of ADA for some ETH. I've been cross-chain with your girl on the beach. I've been cross-chain in the Twitter space, and they only talk about crypto and some NFTs. Just got a whole lot of ADA for some ETH. I've been cross-chain with your girl on the beach. I've been cross-chain in the Twitter space, and they only talk about.
Yeah, you know we want to talk about crypto. Yeah. I've been on the DeFi, focus on the grip. I hold too, yeah, but sometimes I flip though. Sure. We've been in the Twitter space, taking in the info. Yeah. Bad Fox Friday, 1 p.m. East. Hey. Space Cadet Saturdays, morning out to eat. Yeah. Dropping them gems, yeah, giving you a reason. Tapping, we get it, they bluffing, no need them. What's the alpha? Yeah, I need to know. I ain't bluffing on the play. If I got it, I'ma go. They sitting on the floor and they going for the low. I'ma sweep them up fast. Yeah, I'm picking up some more. But I only do that if I think it's gonna grow. But it's up in the air. If you know, then you know. We just bam up building and rolling with the flow. But it's going up. I think it's about to flow.
They didn't believe in the crypto or the NFTs. Just got a whole lot of ADA for some ETH. I've been cross-chain with your girl on the beach. I've been cross-chain in the Twitter space, and they only talk about crypto and some NFTs. Just got a whole lot of ADA for some ETH. I've been cross-chain with your girl on the beach. I've been cross-chain in the Twitter space, and they only talk about.
All they talk about is crypto. Since I made a banger with iHo in crib like the iPhone. Tell them that we finna roll on the road when I drive on the highway, and I won't stop. I'm alive, I ain't never died on the blockchain on site, but it be moving right cause I'm finna snipe, yeah. Yeah, the game took a minute. Now I know the difference from a market and the limit. Now you just a mark, so you never know your limits. And when I see the charts, I know skies is the limit. Believe that, you didn't know. Now we going everywhere you didn't go. Now you yelling out, it's a scam, oh here we go.
Yeah, they didn't believe in the crypto or the NFTs. Just got a whole lot of ADA for some ETH. I've been cross-chain with your girl on the beach. I've been cross-chain in the Twitter space, and they only talk about crypto and some NFTs. Just got a whole lot of ADA for some ETH. I've been cross-chain with your girl on the beach. I've been cross-chain in the Twitter space, and they only talk about crypto
and some NFTs. Bad little bitch, wanna chill like a breeze downtown at the beach. Bitch, I'm from 21st Street where the Crips sold crack on the east.
Yeah, them Crips sold crap on the east. I said that all wrong. It's the Crips sell crack on the east. GM, everybody. Hope you're doing all right. That was that's a Twitter Space song, man. That thing is a jam. That's a vibe. That may be the way that we start the show every day until we get our own Web3 Breakfast song, which I think we should do. That's just my idea. That's just my thought. Turbo made it to the live stream. GM, everybody. Welcome. Got a great show planned. Let me bring you up here. I'll bring you as the speaker here. All right, I want to get through some house cleaning really quick, and then we got a guest today. We're gonna be talking about Bitcoin. Now he put out a post the other day. It was a thread that went viral, kind of talking all about the situation with the banks. What are we doing here with crypto, and kind of some other opportunities. If you look at his tweet history. Turbo, is there an issue? Oh, okay.
No, sorry. I was trying to do something cool on my end. I forgot I'm on camera. I'm looking all crazy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll have to explain it to you, doing some interviews today, because I get my life organized, you know what I'm saying? So, I got doing an interview for my executive assistant position. So super excited about that. So I got my hater shades on, you know what I'm saying? So you can see my queen over here. She has her shades on as well.
Nice.
Because you know what? Look, bro, we're moving into a new world, you know what I'm saying? And, we got to put on our blockers and get our minds right.
That's what we got to do. We got to put our blockers on, get our minds right, and move things forward. All right, let's get through some house cleaning really quick while we wait for Rajat to come up. Let's see. We'll bring Seven up. GM, everybody that's filling in here. Let's go ahead and retweet the room. I am excited to talk about Bitcoin and where things lie. With the banks and all that stuff. I mean, yesterday Credit Suisse cheese got in the news, so. We've got a fun stuff to talk about, but again, let's get through some house cleaning really quick so that we can get into the meats and the potatoes of the show. Really quick over on nftgo.io. Oh, let me share my screen here really quick. because that helps for the visuals. If you are watching, just so you guys know, we do multi-stream this. It does go to Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as a video live stream, and then we also do the Twitter Space at the same time. So we try to put as much content out as possible. So here we go. All right, NFTgo.io. We're looking at the market sentiment barometer coming at 31. This thing's held pretty strong at 31 for the last 2 days or so. We have seen it way up higher, but we all know that this is kind of a little bit of a cool off period for the NFT ecosystem. You're able to get into some of these projects at a little bit lower of a price point than you have been in the last several months. So I would take advantage of that. I've been taking advantage of it. Especially if we're expecting another massive leg down, I think you got one of three options, right? You just hold your position, you don't do anything. You can stable off and wait for impact, or you can kind of do what I do, and I put my holdings into NFTs right now because I don't have to worry about a down portfolio. I can look at the images, the NFTs that I'm buying, and I get pleasure from that. I can, it brings my eyes joy and my heart joy. It sparks joy. So that being said, we're making that move this part of the cycle, and so we'll see things chill back out. Probably a little bit over the next couple of weeks, but I fully expect to turn the heat up. As we get into maybe Q2, probably more like Q3 this year. That's my little opinion here. Go to CoinMarketCap really quick. Let's do a quick refresh just to make sure we are looking at the most up-to-date information. Bitcoin coming in at 24,796, almost down a little bit over 0.5% for the day. You got ETH coming in at 1653, up 7.43% on the week. Bitcoin, I did forget to mention, Bitcoin up 14.17% on the week. So that's not too bad for all you hodlers out there. BNB coming in at 310. Let's see, anything else notable? You got XRP. Now it did pump last week, and so now we're seeing probably the settle back down to earth from there. So anything else noteworthy here on the old list? Cardano coming in at 32.5 cents. Polygon Matic $1.13. Dogecoin 7 cents. All right, that's it for.
Hey,
Go ahead.
I'm still feeling confident on. I'm still feeling really confident on Cardano. Bro, the move on that. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice, man. But speaking of that, you guys did do the this is financial advice. It was absolutely incredible. But for me, the thing I would say from my point when it comes to this is just that it is there's the biggest opportunity for movement there, I would say, because what was it, $3? Like, went it up to $3?
Yeah, it was up to $3. So easy opportunity for a possible 10x.
Absolutely. I think conservatively, people are looking at about a $5 price point, moving forward. And probably, really realistically, if everything, charges like it should and the market cap turns into what we're thinking, literally probably more like a $7 to $11 price range, but 5 is a pretty good conservative guess. And so that's what I think. I don't think that's crazy. If Bitcoin goes back to 64, then we'll absolutely see, at least 3. So, where somebody might be like, man, I'm going to go accumulate some Bitcoin. I'm going to make a come up. Bitcoin's going back to 64. All right. So you put in 24, you got to 64. What's that return? But versus you go and buy something for 32 cents and it goes to $3.20. What was your return? So it's funny with these markets sometimes, and the big numbers look so big where the small numbers are really where the profit could be made. Yes, sir. You definitely want to, and that's probably going to be part of the conversation. I'm seeing Rajat. He's trying to connect. Seems like we're having a devil of a time. I don't know if it's Twitter or if it's us. Maybe one of you guys have him blocked for some reason. Everybody just check really quick, just to make sure, because we want to make sure that we chat with him today about what he's seeing, what he's thinking. Because there we go. Somebody just honked a horn.
Bro, is that at your house?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, thank God, because I'm like, how far? Like, you are that? Like, I know you're further than that from the street, I would hope. And being away from the street, this is a great time to retweet out the space, man. I went ahead, I changed out the shades, Jay. I was gonna go with the hater blockers, but we're not doing that today.
No, we got our nerd spectacles on.
Sophisticated. You know what I'm saying? We're cool nerds. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be hunk nerds, keep pumping our weights. I can't wait for our workout time. I got my dumbbells set off to the side for our jam sesh.
Me too.
And just really excited about Web3 Breakfast all together. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you want to take a moment and,
Yeah, no, maybe. Absolutely. So that's a great point that you brought up. We did this yesterday, and I love it. And I think we're going to do this every single day at the halfway point. We're going to play a song. And everybody can get just a little bit of a workout in. I got some dumbbells. Turbo's got a kettlebell or some dumbbells. You can do jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, whatever you want. But the goal is to get that blood pumping. Let's get fit. Let's get healthy. Let's exercise our bodies and our minds, because without it, what do we got? We don't want to be just sitting in a chair all day with the scoliosis and the bellies and all that kind of stuff. We got to get active and healthy. I got a young daughter. I want to be around a long time for her. So that's it, man. Halfway point. We're doing a little bit of an exercise. So get yourself ready for that. And appreciate you all being here. This is Web3 Breakfast. We do this show Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And so this is a community session, community forum by the community. So if you want to participate, make sure that you request to speak. Everyone is invited to participate. We have one rule and one rule only, as you guys know, and it's don't be a douchebag. Pretty simple.
Hey James, got some good news for you. You inspired me this morning. Two different things. One was Schiller, but the other one, I dug out my 35-pound dumbbells.
Nice.
They're sitting up here for me. It's been way too damn long. So getting that going again. And yes, Twitter is on the fritz. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm still using this stupid emulator.
Crazy. So our guest Rajat, he just let me know, for whatever reason, Twitter is not letting him come up. So that's either something wrong with Twitter, or from what I understand, someone may have him blocked, or he may have someone blocked that's on the stage. I've heard that before.
He might have an Android phone.
Oh, is Androids having trouble with the spaces these days?
Yeah. There was a new update, I think, and Twitter hasn't made it compatible yet. So I've heard some people have Android are having some problems.
Jeepers.
That's the ones that I've got. That's my problem. He's probably got the same problem I do.
Yeah, well, what a lot of that stems from is because Android was the original robots, and so they're like boycotting right now. And they're just not letting service go through. I mean, those days are coming, where the robots are going to be, trying to block out other bots and stuff. So
people hate on Apple because of how closed off their system is, and you better be liking that, right? Because you make the system too open, and then the Androids get in there and they run amok, and AI starts messing with your phone. These people out here at Samsung just letting it too loosey goosey with their software.
Ooh, loosey goosey.
Yeah, can we make that the quote of the day? Like that we're gonna put that on the list.
Yeah.
People be out here being too loosey goosey with their software.
Yeah, that's a soundbite for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely a fan of that. Let's loosey goosey. I mean,
loosey goosey with Jay Chains and Turbo at Web3 Breakfast.
So we definitely need to record that audio soundbite, and that's the commercial. And we'll play that thing. We'll probably post it every hour of every single day. Because I think it would hit like that. This is frustrating what's going on with Rajat not being able to get up here. But here, like what KT said, I applied for the Schiller app and to be on that platform. If you guys haven't seen that, that's something that's coming to market very, very soon. It is a co-founded by Snoop Dogg and a couple other badasses here in the space. So that's like something that I maybe would be able to replace this, right? Because it's from what I'm gathering and from what I've read and I'm looking at, and I've still got some more research to do. But it seems like a really good, and Chris D, you could probably come up because I know you know about it. But it's a really good way to have a community engagement forum, right? You can live stream there, audio and video. You can also token gate. And so, if you want to, participate in a specific ecosystem, not saying that we're going to token gate anything, but, say we did a Web3 breakfast NFT, you would need that to be able to access the room. And that is pretty cool to create a community. I don't really want it to be exclusive. I want it to be all inclusive. So, we've got some things to think about how we're going to use it, but I'm super excited to be a part of that. That's for sure.
I mean, Jay, that's really what, this is where we are. You know what I mean? We're talking about commercials. We're talking about, really, our space and, like the people that come up here and being involved and, how we can really, we have a duty, a responsibility as leaders, to ensure just, that there's, that the information that's coming out is being, filtered correctly and that it's of value and all of these things so we can continue to take not only this show, but, all the Twitter spaces. We have the Not So Late show. They have his space tonight. They're having their show tonight. we want to open those doors so we can have real radios coming to us, wanting us to be a part of their shows. Like we are real radio DJs. Jay, we did it.
We're doing it.
We did it.
We want
we're freaking doing it.
We want people to hear the message, right? Like that's how are we going to get more people into this ecosystem? I mean, you got to make it relatable. I think we're two cool guys that we're having a great time connecting, engaging with our community, and I think that that's a really important thing. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited for everything that's going on in this ecosystem that we're going to be a part of, that this community is going to be a part of, because it's one of those rising tide floats all boats things. And so all right, Rajat, I'm trying again, man. This is crazy.
Do you think would he be up for a StreamYard?
No. I mean, okay. It's the offer was there this morning. He said he just wanted to do audio, so that's cool. But if you do change and you want to come up on video, I can shoot you the StreamYard link, and at least we'll get you in. But while we wait for all that to happen, I got this tweet pulled up from Watcher Guru today, and I think this will play into the whole conversation that we're having, where the Fed's looking to inject $2 trillion into the banking system. Money printer go burr. That's
when do we finally look at this and say, this doesn't make sense? I mean, when does that happen, Jay?
They're never gonna let us. They're never gonna let it fall on their watch, man. They're gonna have to crash it at a certain point where everybody gets out and makes money.
I know I decided to, so some of my payroll comes as a check, some of my payroll's direct deposited. I took my checks to the bank yesterday, and instead of depositing them, I cashed them, put the cash in the safe. I don't know, man. Things are crazy. I just want to be prepared for whatever eventual this, that, or the other, because these banks are silly, and the government doing what they do, bailing out these people that take bonus payments right before you have to come in and bail me out. That's just wild stuff.
Yo, can you imagine if an NFT project did that? Can you imagine the backlash if the doggone Bored Apes would do something like that? You just came in and just started burning people's NFTs and stuff. Like, we're done. They take it all back.
What about Doodles? Doodles says they're no longer an NFT project.
Right.
What the fuck is that about? Like, what if you spend a lot of money on your NFTs? I get that you're still going to have your NFTs and they want to be a media company, whatever. But like, that to me is, I don't know. That to me is a red flag.
Well, before we spin off into that, I did want to, Young Ada, it's so funny that you would say that. I want to give a shout out to my boy, man, Young Ada, but make sure y'all tap in with my guy. But I went to the bank yesterday. I'm talking to Jay. I'm like, yo, I got to cash this check. And I was just going to deposit it. I was just going to throw it in. And the moment that, like, I went to put my thing in, the deposit or the withdrawal buttons were grayed out. Yo, that was the scariest moment of my life when, like, the ATMs were empty. I was like, what? And I just called Jay back. I'm like, bro, the ATM, like, I can't draw money out. And, like, it was a sickening feeling that it just happened to be that machine was out of money. But I'll tell you, like, that's a reality. That's scary.
But I always thought that the bank's ATM was literally connected to a printer, so that would never run out of money. But all right, we got it. We got him. He's here on video with us. Man, I don't know what the heck was going on with Twitter. How are you today?
I think it was exactly what you were saying. It was the Android. Maybe there was a new update or something. Maybe it wasn't compatible. Not sure what's going on. I actually tried to join a previous spaces as well, and it gave me the same issue. So that's okay. Good. How are you?
Good, man. It's great to have you on here. I got a really good sense of, I don't know, maybe a little glimpse into your mind the other day when I read your thread, and obviously that thing, a lot of the posts that you put out get a lot of attention, but that thing got some special attention. I think the timing was, right on it. And talk a little bit about what you're thinking, what you're seeing, with the banks and Bitcoin, all that stuff, because I'm really excited to hear what you got to say.
Honestly, it just feels like it's going to get worse. If there was no backstop there, we would have probably dealt with a lot worse things. But I mean, it's just kicking the can down the road, right? I mean, they don't want to call it a bailout, but it was a bailout, right? At the end of the day, banks made a mistake and they were freed of their obligation to deal with the mistake. So it was a bailout. I mean, everybody's going to say, no, it wasn't. I mean, I posted tons of content about it around that day, and I said there was a bailout and nobody agreed. So,
it's It's just frustrating, right? Because we know unequivocally, and we feel like I feel like a lot of people are just really getting sick of being lied to.
Yeah, I think with the internet, a lot of people are just learning how things are going. Right, they're figuring it out. They're not really. I mean, you can't really hide it anymore. Right before, I mean, in 2008, 2009, a lot of people weren't really informed about what was going on. But now it's like everybody knows. Everybody can figure it out.
Yeah. Well, maybe because of social media, we get to more of a transparent, ideal within, this ecosystem. Like, look what we have, in crypto, everything is completely transparent. You can see every transaction now. How do we get, those folks to be a little bit more transparent with their dealings? Because we are the casualty of war in all of that, right? Just the normal person.
I don't think you can get them to be transparent. The system's already set up. It's not going to change. I feel like the only way to really change things, to make a change, is to bring up a new system.
And that brings us to Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. I think Bitcoin's just like there was a quote by Satoshi Nakamoto where I'm not sure if it was him direct specifically, but he said something about a sly roundabout way to get people to start using a different kind of money, and that's what's happening, right? People are learning on the side. Governments are. We're at the fight. We're being fought right now. Like, everybody's fighting against us to get rid of this technology, and it won't happen.
Oh no!
You know what was really concerning to me though in all of this is the number of people in my life who are big into traditional finance, who have been like, hate crypto. I'm not doing it. This is stupid. It's a hoax. And I called them and was like, yo, you heard about the banks? And they were like, no, what's going on? What do you mean what's going on? It was just so crazy, like how naive and how many people just didn't have a clue or still don't even know to this day.
Completely have no idea because they don't see it on the TV. That's why.
Yeah, a lot of people are just relying on mainstream media to give the right information. A lot of people were commenting about how Janet Yellen said the taxpayer won't have to pay for this, but not directly, but indirectly through inflation,
not
right?
Not directly, but we will forever from now, but not right now.
Exactly. Right.
Oh, we're going to be paying for the stimmies.
Our kids will be paying this, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll
pay for that before we die. We'll pay for the stems before we die, and then our kids will pay for whatever the hell they're doing right now.
Right.
Yeah, and I think Matthew wants to jump in and say something too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, GM, everybody. Just want to point this out. I love that we're kind of heading toward the Bitcoin notion here. If anybody's interested or want to do some more research, take a look at Andreas Antonopoulos. I know he's an OG in the space. He has 3 books out called The Internet of Money, 1, 2, and 3. And they're a collection of talks that he has that are just so informative, and his mentality of Bitcoin and how it's going to revolutionize our ecosystem is really powerful. And it talks a lot about sort of the bad parts about the banking. And I was just putting together a blog post about some of these books, and one of the quotes that really stood out to me that he had, which I thought was fantastic, was, how many of you have money in the bank? None of you has money in the bank. You all have extended a mostly unsecured loan for a pathetic level of interest to a bank that is holding that money as their own and using it to earn very high interest from other people. And that's just like so true. And what we're finding now is that they're using that money also for uncollateralized other bets that they're making, and not doing it in a way that's beneficial to people. So just a little bit of a mic drop there, a little bit of a go read some books. And stop looking at the screen, but love y'all.
So do you think that FTX took the page from the banking playbook, or was that vice versa? Who was doing that bullshit first?
That's a great question. I mean, the crazy thing is nefarious actors are always going to find a way in, right? Like, doesn't matter what the medium is. It's just like Jurassic Park. Baby life is find a way.
Yo, and definitely want to take this moment here, guys, to go ahead and do a quick reset here. Look, we have up in the nest up there is the thread that Rajat put out for us. If you want to take a look at that, so you guys can definitely check it out. We're speaking with him today. He's on the YouTube. If you guys take an opportunity, YouTube, if nothing else, just hit the thumbs up. Make sure to set the bell. Retweet out the space, guys. We're having, this is the conversations that we're having. We're making these the cryptos we're here to do, and it's a.
You keep cutting out. Was it just for me, or was that everybody?
That was for me too. He's cutting out.
Okay. Maybe got a call.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Okay. Anyway.
Guys,
yeah.
I think it's just you guys. Yeah, but yeah, we're good. Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Vibes, you got your hand up?
Yeah, thanks for letting me up. I was just gonna add into the conversation more questions than anything. But basically, if like these banks are failing, they want to bail them out and print more money, we're gonna have to raise rates, right? But aren't the banks kind of failing because no one's taking loans out, no one's buying money right now because the rates keep going up and they can't handle the high rates? So if we print money to bail them out, the rates are gonna have to go up, right? And it's just are more banks gonna fall because of this, or I'm just trying to keep up with the conversation.
Well, money can only be created through debt. That's the only way money can be created.
No, it can be created out of thin fucking air.
No, meaning debt. Every dollar that you have in your pocket belongs to somebody else.
That's not real. That is a figment of imagination, man. Like, that is a conception, a construct that man develops and creates. That's not real. You know what I'm saying? That's something that they implement. That's not true. If debt was real, when you ever heard the story of a caveman using debt? That's not true.
Wait. I can't tell if you're being serious or not, but
no, damn sure being serious. Whenever you heard of a caveman having 10 plots of land, buying up real estate, all this shit that we create is what we created. It's not real.
The only reason
it's a concept, and here's the problem. The humans, us human beings, have the ability to break and shatter the concept. When we say, hold on, this doesn't make any sense. But we don't. We continue with this monetization system that we know is set on failures, is set on incompletion, and we all act shocked and awed. Will the banks collapse? Sure, the banks will collapse. They're supposed to collapse. They told you that they will collapse. It's called a great reset. And good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Honestly, it's just because there's so many people who are using the banking system. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's more of a systematic issue where people are just used to it. It's the easiest way to do things. I think eventually, it'll take some time, obviously, but the crypto space, Bitcoin, once they get a little bit easier to use, once they become more user friendly, obviously there's no reason to use banks at that point, right? Once more of it is distributed with more people, once more people understand the technology, how it works, I feel like I agree that money and debt is a human construct. It's something that we've created. If it wasn't for human, it's not like animals use debt, right? Like they're not saying, oh, you owe me this on my credit card. Like it doesn't work that way. But I have a kind of weird take. I read this somewhere. It's not my take. It's not my opinion. I read somewhere that the Fed is potentially bailing out these banks because they can then increase rates more. Right. So then if somebody does want to withdraw their money, obviously, do you guys know about the new the backstop that the Fed created on the same day, on the Sunday? Sorry, on Sunday that just went by.
That new program or whatever?
Yeah, BTFP. It's basically giving them another line of credit. So if people want to withdraw, so instead of fixing their no reserve banking system, they created another line of credit. So they went even further into a no reserve banking system.
That's not good. And when I first saw that, I thought, like, I was trying to like figure out, because I didn't see what it stood for, and for my mind, I was just like, are they trying to do like buy the fucking dip? Like what are they trying to do with this acronym here?
Yeah, I don't know. It did seem like that when I actually wrote a thread on it, just explaining it a little bit. I did think that as well. I was thinking BTFP, what does that stand for? But there was somebody who made a really funny quote on there. But I mean, it's another way to just extend debt and make the fractional reserve system even more fractional reserve. Right now, it's like
no reserve now.
No, it's actually negative reserve, because before banks could borrow up to 100% of client deposits and do whatever they want with it. Now they have an extra 25 billion on top of that, right? Which is even scarier. And then we're all told that FDIC will cover everything, but FDIC apparently only covers 1% of deposits in America. So,
Yo, Jay.
Yes.
It just gets
I just wanted
worse.
to. I had a couple of points. I had a couple of things I wanted to drop in this. One, Biden said that if the FDIC has to go in, or if the banks shut down, the FDIC has to come in, then they're firing everybody and they're putting their own people in. You know what I'm saying? That should be a red flag out the gate, right? Like, hell yeah, the government wants these banks to fail. You know what I'm saying? Because now we're putting our leadership, our people in. Seven still up here. Damn. Because how many IRS agents did they hire this year? Like, it was like
they blocked it. Didn't they block it? Like there was going to be like 75,000 of them, but then they put a block on that, right?
I don't know about the block, but I did hear about that. I think it was like 86,000 or something. It was some crazy amount.
Nutty.
So like when you start to look at all of this stuff, like that's kind of what becomes concerning to me. It is like I do understand what a kid called Love is saying. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand, right? Like we used to have our money was backed by gold, right? So then we actually had something that said, hey, this has value because of this. We did away with the gold standard, and now it's just literally money is based off of trust. You trust that when you give it to somebody else that they're going to accept it for whatever that denomination is. What our whole push and everything that I've said from day one in this space is that whoever has the most trust will be the one that's able to push the biggest amount of currency. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what our coins are, right? We're taking fiat, we're putting it into the system, and then we're creating, this trust. And if people diamond hand and they hold on and things like that, then we're able to kind of,
we get to set the value, right? It's a collective of all holders.
I feel like the issue with that is that a lot of the trust is coming from people who have no financial literacy, right? Like people from other countries. Like let's say, for example, I was speaking to somebody from Ethiopia a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying how their own currency, their own native currency, I forgot what it is, but it's losing 30% a year. So to them, 7% a year is nothing, right? But then to us, where we're used to getting 10% returns on the S&P 500, losing 7% feels like torture, obviously.
Well, the currency, just really quick, the currency in Ethiopia is called the birr, BIRR, and it's right now it's the conversion. I couldn't think of that word. It's almost 2 cents to the dollar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So on the black market, they're actually paying even more. They're paying they're getting $1 for 100 birr. So it's on the black market. It's double. So it's 50%. It's 100% premium, which is even scarier.
Wow.
Yeah, and I wanted to say in that, it's damn, I forgot my train of thought. Seven, help me out. Go ahead. You got your hand up, family. Damn it, I was gonna say something real good, man. But it's a great conversation.
It was
we're over the halfway mark. We haven't got our workout in yet, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? When it feels right, we'll definitely jump into that.
Can you not hear Seven?
Exactly.
Can you not hear Seven? Go ahead, Seven.
No.
It was 87,000 IRS employees that got blocked. I think that we're gonna see a major influx of people jumping on whenever there's zero knowledge to it. Like, and there's a bunch of ZK rollup stuff getting built right now, so it's like it's gonna be a login to your Facebook. It's gonna be a login to your Instagram. It's not gonna be a wallet that you're like, oh God, all my money's on it, because it's gonna be ultimately protected the same way, quote unquote, the FDIC protects us. But it's going to be something of like that. And it's going to be either a game, or it's going to be, hey guys, did you hear this new thing? And it's going to be, the masses are going to jump on it because it's going to be so lucrative, but it's going to be a drop in the bucket compared to the money that they're going to make.
KT, you got your hand up? Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been thinking and listening to the whole the conversation, and I hear a couple of phrases used pretty commonly, even today, where once they understand the technology, once they learn, once they insert some form of knowledge transfer, the problem is nobody cares. They want it to be an iPhone. They want it to be push a button and it works. They don't care what the back end looks like. And they just want to be safe, secure in their snuggie blanket, having a cup of coffee in front of Netflix. They don't care about any of this stuff. They just want it to work. And when it goes sideways, well, you see what happens. We're looking at it right now. Everything goes crazy. People are all pissed. They're doing bank runs and all that other crap because, oh, why didn't it just work? And why aren't I safe? I think that's an even bigger problem, but we can't fix that right here. At least not today. Maybe tomorrow.
No, that's a good point. And with that being said, we are at the halfway point, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're laying down, it's time to stand up. If you're sitting down, it's time to stand up. If you're standing up, keep standing. Because here is Metagirl remix by Sammy Arriaga and Nessie. It's time to get a little exercise in, boys and girls.
I met a girl inside the metaverse. She pulled me out of earth like this. She got me spinning all of my Ethereum. Made her my 101 real quick. My digital heart, yeah, she got it in a wallet for going up.
Turbo, you got to mute. We can hear you grunting. It's actually okay. It's motivating. Keep grunting.
You know what I mean? Like, I let them know that these, you know what I mean? This ain't for play. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
What's Art always say? These hands are E for everyone. You know what I mean?
Hey, do 22
I don't have to
push-ups.
use them. You know what I mean?
Do 22 sit-ups. Do some squats. Some
Look at that
curls.
piece over there knocking the push-ups up. Art on that screen. But Josh just, he's confused. He has no idea what the hell's going on. That's all right. That's all right. So, in this moment.
I'm gonna do 10 jumping jacks and then we're done.
That's when you the prettiest. I pray that you don't take it wrong. Shawty been about a business and it's all for a reason. I don't need distractions, girl. I need me a DJ.
Woo! All right, we got the workout in. Hope your heart rate's up. Got that blood flowing. That's how we get healthy, baby. Let's go.
Look,
And we got
Twitter
Ardo
tried to
joined us.
take
What's
me
up,
out
dude?
this morning.
So I have a little continuation. Are we done the workout session?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
The workout break is over.
Okay. So I have a little thought. I noticed that a lot of people do want personal finance to be very simple. Like they want extremely simple explanations because nobody learns about money in school. Right. So but something that I've been doing, I've been trying to get this a little bit more. It takes some time. Like that thread that I wrote, the Silicon Valley Bank one, that took like 4 hours to write. It took so long. But I mean, obviously, I think a lot of people, they just don't understand the basics, right? Once they start understanding the basics, once they start understanding what money is, I think Bitcoin is just going to rip.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? A lot of people, I think that's the biggest barrier right now. Once people understand, oh, I'm working for this money and somebody's stealing it from me, I think they're going to be okay with learning a little bit more. They're going to be okay with spending a little bit more time just on the education part, right? I think that's the biggest barrier for now. A lot of people don't understand, so they're not going to be able to implement something they don't understand.
But I don't ever see them incorporating that financial literacy, learning the things that they need to learn about how corrupt the system is, because the educational system, I'm sure, is in the pockets of the legislators, the lobbyists, all that stuff. So we're not going to see that taught. So how do we start to teach kids that financial literacy so they understand, like, there's other options, man. Like, you don't have to participate in that system.
Exactly.
That's why you got to go to schools that aren't government funded. You got to go to universities that aren't government funded, because some of those do exist. Even my alma mater and parts of UCLA are the same way. So they that's why they can set their own tuition rates, because they are not funded by the government, right? Because the government
It's called private
them,
education.
Yeah, exactly. So the government tells them what to charge, but in return, they have the favor system, but also the propaganda, right?
Yeah.
People have to learn to either not listen to it or don't give power to it, because propaganda is what keeps a lot of people out of this space, because of the narrative of trying to keep the traditional banking system going.
But But I
Big
feel like the
change.
issue here is that when you're young, you're surrounded by it constantly, by the US dollars are money and nothing else is, or you can't really do anything if you don't rely on a bank. I mean, if you're young and you're like I would say brainwashed not too long ago as well. I actually joined the crypto space in 2020. I started learning about it in 2020. I think I spent over 1,000 hours just learning about Bitcoin. I mean, it was worth the investment. Now, in the beginning, I was just like, I can't get this. This is too confusing. And I mean, it took a little while to click, but now I'm just like, wow, this is going to change the world.
I think one of the things that you said there is one of the most important things is that you knew that it was worth that investment in yourself to learn it. And I think, you know, most people, and we try to say that message. I try to say that message all the time, is that, and I know a lot of other people are with that too, is like, you have to be able to invest in yourself. Like, if you're not investing in yourself, like, who are you investing in? Because that's ridiculous.
Me.
I mean,
this school system was made for farmers. Like, you know what I'm saying? And here go the thing. Guess what? We don't need these schools no more, man. We gotta. I keep telling you, it's all of
We have YouTube.
You look,
Yeah.
but you gotta. You have to
YouTube University.
Here's the thing. They put you in a system to where you trade your time, which is the most important commodity, right? Keep in mind, one of my favorite movies is Gordon Gekko when he fucking came back out from jail, right? Because what he did was he went to jail, he lost everything, but because he had the knowledge and the wherewithal, he was able to gain it back, boom, in a blink of an eye, right? And this is what happens when you trade your time for knowledge, right? You then are able to apply certain metrics to put you ahead. So right now they got us consuming all of our time, so we can't take the time out to really invest in ourselves. Jay, I need that sound. I need a sound bite from that time, wherever this time is, man. Because
41 minutes. We got you.
I have been talking to my brothers for years, man. I got posts on Facebook since, way back when, right? And I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. You know what they said? They said, man, I still don't get it. I still ain't wrapped it. No, what you ain't did is invest enough time to try to understand. And because you not sitting up here saying, okay, I'm sitting up here watching sports, right? These motherfuckers, all this shit is rigged, man. Who cares? If it's not saying in your head, it's rigged. So now I don't even gotta waste my time and my energy on this Roman Coliseum entertainment. Take that time and invest it in 5 minutes out of your day. What is cryptocurrency? What is it? Somebody should not be able to come to you in 2023 and say, what is Bitcoin? And you say, I don't know. What kind of ignorant ass shit is that? I'm just saying.
Well,
you know all the TikTok dances, you know all the little whoopty wops, but you can't tell me about a guy what a cryptocurrency is. Come on, man.
I think that there is one issue, right? That we continue to miss, and we began to kind of touch on it, and I had forgot because I was too busy worried about the workout that I remember what it was, right? We're talking about the currencies all over the world. And you were talking about the burr, and one of the issues is that a dollar across the world isn't the same dollar to us, right? And so you take something like Mexico, for instance, right? Last time I checked, roughly their yearly, the average yearly income in Mexico is $500, or monthly is $500 a month, right? And so if you can add $50 into someone's life in Mexico, you're thereby increasing their value by 10% of their earnings. That's huge, right? And so we have for us to get that same 10%. So I don't know what the median income in America is. Let's just say 23,000, 30,000 maybe, just for easy math. So we would have to make $3,000 in a month to get that same 10% return, right? And so that's where using everybody to collectively to be able to leverage our situations, because we can all improve our lives just by simply doing that.
Yeah. Well, another big thing too is look how long the banking system has been around, but most people don't even know that the saving system is for the rich, right? When you look at these interest rates, those interest rates are designed to benefit the rich. Because if you take, let's say if you have $40,000 that you want to put in savings for, let's say 30 years. Well, after those 30 years are over, you still won't have $40,000 in interest made. So you won't reach an ROI. So, but someone can go and put $10 million into savings and live off the interest.
Really quick. I don't want to like cancel this conversation, but I do want to point out, and I want to thank everybody for being here. But I see my man Corey down in the crowd. I know that we've been on baby watch since yesterday. Corey, give me a thumbs up if your daughter's been born. Thumbs down if not yet. Thumbs up. We got a baby. Congratulations, Corey, to you, your wife, and your whole family, bud. Heck yeah. Love that. Guys, let's give Corey a round of applause to him and his family for bringing in #GirlDad ×3. Let's go. All right.
Hey, somebody make sure they send him coffee every day for the next 3 months because he's going to need every.
Absolutely. Congratulations, bud, man. Super excited for you and your fam. All right. Sorry about that. Let's go.
It's beautiful. No, man, that's beautiful, man. I mean, that's a reminder, right? Like we always, like these conversations sometimes can seem, so like high level, they're very serious, you know what I'm saying? And so if you're down there and you know what I mean, and you have questions, like don't feel ashamed to come up and ask. That's why these people are here. That's why we're here. You know what I'm saying? If there's just something you're not getting, request the mic. If you want to do it anonymously, shoot myself or Jay a message, and we'll try to get to those and be able to ask those questions for you and come up and throw up a hand. And speaking of hands, we do have a hand up. My guy Ja, what's up, Ja, from the Goat Society? What's going on, family?
What's up, man? GM. Nah, man, I gotta agree with it with a kid called kid called Love over there, man. I have to agree with him 100%. Yo, excuse my French.
You're good.
And it's not even noon yet, and I'm riled. Somebody got me riled up in Discord. But the number one thing in this whole entire Web3 space is people do not like to fucking read. And that is that used to be my slogan. I was known for coming on spaces for saying that. Because people won't read. You write an announcements in the Discord, they won't read. Patch notes and video, they won't read. Why do you think if you play some type of game or anything, the people who's really winning is the people who's reading the patch notes? They know what spell or what ability is different. It's a thing in NFTs. Like there was so many people like where you used to have to manually transfer over your coins. People didn't read, so people are like, "Wow, where's all my money at? Like, where's all my crypto at, bro?" All you had to do was read and transfer it over. That was it. You had to migrate it. You had to migrate the token. Read. And it's like so many different things is people get so butthurt about it. Me personally, I'll repeat myself about like 2-3 times. After that, I'm getting annoyed because it's literally right there. We put it in announcements. People were like, and then people come through and like, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on with the project? What's going on with the token? Bro, it's in announcements. Just click on it. And I know sometimes they get annoying. People turn their Discord notifications off, but it's still like, all right, go on to Twitter, go on to Instagram. People don't like to do those type of things. They want, say you drop a project right now. We got the Breakfast Club NFT. We drop it. Boom. People are not going to check on it. They're going to buy into it. And that's been the problem with NFTs or even tokens in general. If it's an investment, you have to check up on it. This is not just like buying a house and just you got to go check on your house. You got to go check on your tenants.
Yeah.
I feel like
people forget that it's an investment.
I feel like that's the thing, right? When you start reading a little bit more, it compounds. It grows over time. Like your knowledge, you're not just gonna. If you read something once, it's not like you're just gonna apply it once, right? You're gonna be able to apply it forever if you actually absorb it. So the people who aren't reading, they're not getting to take advantage of that knowledge that they could have taken advantage of. Like if you don't read if you don't learn about the rules of money, you're gonna get screwed for the rest of your life. And people are just going to ignore it because they don't want to read, like the person said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Ja's on a massive tear there because it's not just money. It's this entire society. People are not reading anything. If it's not handed to them on a silver plate, there's no personal responsibility for actions and decisions. Mm-hmm. It's I didn't know. Why is it my fault? I have that with the communities that I run in real life. The scout troops that I work with. The organizations, the schools, all of it. It's the exact same thing. we've come to the point now where TLDR is still too long. It is.
It's true.
It's absolutely. People do not want to read. They do not want to learn. They just want it to show up. And unfortunately, if you do that in the NFT crypto market, you are going to not only get rugged, but you're going to get stuck in the rug making factory, making somebody else's rug. And it's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, spot on. I'm sorry, Joe. Definitely want to keep it going on the hands, guys. We got about 10 minutes left in the show. If it's something you guys are enjoying, definitely make sure that you tap in like the Web3 Breakfast. Make sure you set the bell. Make sure you follow Jay Chains, myself, everybody up here in the speakers, man. Absolutely incredible people. We're coming down to the last 10 minutes. We're going to get through these hands. So if you have any last things, please definitely jump up. Throw your hands up. Vibe. Thank you so much for being patient.
Yeah, no problem. Love the conversation today. Going back a little bit to y'all were talking about Bitcoin booming when people start realizing these banks are not the best place to hold your money. I posted an article from CoinDesk down in the comments on the bottom from March 7th. It's about South Dakota legislation, House Bill 1193. They're proposing to make cryptocurrencies not money. And also, that's like the title of the article, but if you read in it and look at the bill, they're trying to make their own, these banks are trying to make their own stable coins and use that. I just wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that.
Well, look, I'm going to say right now, if they do say this isn't money, that's the best thing that can happen to us. For everybody inside of this ecosystem, if they say it's not money, then that means we don't fall into their regulation and guidelines, So I think that's something for me. Rajat, you might want to jump in on this, and you might have something, or Matthew.
I think at the end of the day, Bitcoin can't be controlled, right? There's nothing that they can do either way. They can change their definitions. They can change whatever they want. But think about it this way. They changed the definition of a recession from 2 quarters of negative GDP in a row to they added some, I don't remember what the exact definition. I just kind of filtered it out because it sounded like BS to me. But they can change the definition, but that doesn't change the facts, right? Bitcoin is money, and people are going to use it as money. If they don't use it as money, they're going to be left behind.
Well, that's what it was intended for, right? In the white paper, it was intended to be a peer-to-peer, option as a viable form of currency to us. We don't need the banks. We don't need the governments. We don't need these countries to opt in. We don't need that.
Yeah.
And as soon as everybody realizes that and starts to pay more attention to it, can you imagine? Just speculate for a second here. Say all the banks go away. Crypto is all we have. What's the price of Bitcoin in 15 years? $10 million at least?
Yeah.
I think it's a medium of exchange.
Yeah.
Over the medium of exchange.
Yeah. Over the long term, I would almost guarantee that Bitcoiner is going to be blamed for banks collapsing. Right. There's gonna be some way to blame people, these people didn't do anything. They just sat there. They just sat on their Bitcoin. They just had these stupid little wallets, and they just ruined the system. Now we have to follow what they're doing. I can almost guarantee that's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if it's sooner than the next 10 years, but that's going to happen. Bitcoiners are going to be hated on. They're going to be told that, oh, you ruined the system. You made this thing a lot worse. You had the Ponzi scheme that worked. It's I don't know. It's just crazy to me. I feel like that there's no way around it either.
I saw a tweet this morning, and it makes so much sense. And then Mac, I'm going to come to you. It is that the fiat is not a Ponzi. It is the Ponzi.
Yes. Oh, I think that was so I actually posted something. I posted a thread about the US dollar system being a Ponzi scheme yesterday. Somebody commented that exact. I think they actually put up a quote retweet on that. That might have been
where I read it.
Yeah, they put up a quote. I was like, damn, this is so true. This is so true.
Yeah, but you know what? Listen, we all know that, and here's the thing, right? The difference is whether or not we understand that we control the pins to the history books. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing right here. I understand that they're going to blame, and we're going to write the history books because the history is told from the side of the victor. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be the ones writing the history, and that's why it's such an important for our responsibility. Matt, go ahead, family.
The world's on fire. Shit has hit the fan. Everybody get your plastic and cover up.
GM.
I wear 2 aluminum foil hats at all times.
Yo, guys, what's up, man? Good morning, man. Guys, you know, one of the things that I see, I was looking at the Signature Bank situation, and really all 3 of the banks that we've seen fall right now were all crypto heavy. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just a squeeze for the regulations on the market. You know what I mean? Like that's what it appears to be. That's what anybody would say that's watching from the outside in. You know what I mean? 3 very crypto heavy banks are all on defunct right now. You know what I mean? And they're waiting for Uncle Sam to come save them. The only way that Signature Bank out of New York is going to have a buyer, because they were part of the FTX fucking situation, was if they dumped their crypto, period.
Mm.
Like they had their own Signet. I don't know if y'all know about Signature.
I do know about it failing. I don't. One of the guys on here actually worked there. So he was saying how he actually learned a little bit about crypto from there, which is, I mean, they're doing the right thing. So
yeah,
they got screwed.
Yeah, they have their own blockchain payment system called Signet.
Oh wow, yeah.
And
Okay, I
like,
knew about that. Yes.
It was part of how a lot of the funds were transferred through out of FTX and moved around and stuff like that. Like it was all part of that debacle. And since that FTX, you know, spillover, and you know, that hit the market, and all those billions or whatever dollars were lost, like that's what put the squeeze on the other 2. You know what I mean? Like, so like I feel like we're about to see a shift in the atmosphere. You know what I mean? And listen, if anything goes on sale, buy it right now, because this time next year it ain't gonna be the case. You know what I mean? I think we're at the top of that roller coaster, and it's down for a downhill slide. Now, of course, Bitcoin's gonna go up. You know, Ethereum might go up, but you're gonna see a lot of these. Hopefully, a lot of these fucking bullshit coins disappear. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't even talk about tokenomics because it's not my fucking area of expertise. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna even lie and say it is. All I know is that whatever arises from this fucking the literal phoenix that comes out of this fucking situation needs to be for the people, by the people, because all this other bullshit is fucked us over.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Without a doubt. Love.
I mean, worst case, I think this is gonna get a lot of people to ask the question, like if they buy a random coin, they're just going to ask the question, where's my money going? What are you doing with my deposits? Right? Worst case, that's probably what we're going to get out of this, because more people are going to be scared. Like they don't want to lose their money. Right? I mean, with Bitcoin.
Follow me here. A blockchain banking system that is transparent through and through. Like, just think about that.
Well, then,
because
then they couldn't pull the wool over your eyes.
See, here's the deal.
That's why they're pushing them against it so hard, because they want to be able to keep pulling that wool.
I'm not talking about them owning it. I'm talking about us owning it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think in that sense, that term.
We think big.
That's Bitcoin, right?
Start thinking big.
That's Bitcoin, though, right? Bitcoin is the system that we own. That's the banking system that is run by the public.
I mean, Bitcoin is cool. You know what I'm saying? That is
all the bank is a
custodian that the people own. But there needs, like I said, a new phoenix needs to arise from this ashes. That's not Bitcoin. That's not ENS. That's not Ethereum. It's got to be totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's got to be by the people, for the people. We don't even know who the fuck started Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, there's this consensus in listen, I'm doxxed. You know what I'm saying? I'm privately doxxed and shit like that. So all the way, I'm not afraid to go out there and put my neck on the line for a situation like this. It's for the people, by the people. And I know there's a lot of other men out there like me, and a lot of other women out there like me, who are willing to do the same thing. And when these minds start coming together to create a shift and change in the ecosystem, you'll see that change. And Wise, you can FUD me all you want, Cap. You know what I'm saying? Anyways.
Hey, no, hey, look, man, I'll tell you, Machiavelli, man, you know, like, bro, like, it's this is where we are in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is our time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have an opportunity to do whatever we want, right? What if we just were our own banks, right? And we work together, and we exchange percentages of our overages or what we can afford to be able to put into projects, and we created
you can start
an enterprise.
Pay capital.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
50,000 capital. And you meet regulations, you can start a situation like that.
But at the end of it, man, it's just that, like, all a bank is a custodial. They're someone who's holding your money for you, right? And listen, there is importance to it, right? Because we know, because we look at countries like Nigeria, who have no banking system, they have to carry all of their paper, physical currency on them at all times. It's extremely dangerous, because everybody knows that if you have money, it's with you. And so by them having a place to be able to secure their funds without having to carry it on is important, whether that's Cardano, whether that's Ethereum, whatever that is, it's an exchange, right? And so, guys, we appreciate y'all so freaking much for being here, man.
Just so you know, Mac, I'm with you though. I think, because here's the deal: is that not everybody can be their own custodian. Not everybody wants to be their own custodian. So if we can add, if there was a bank that maybe had no benefit, there was nothing for them to gain, but they did provide that service for people who were not interested in being their own custodian. They were, some people are afraid of it. And so if we have to have a different option for them to take advantage of it, then we need to have that for them. I am of the firm belief, I believe not your keys, not your cheese, and that includes your NFTs, right? Like I to my bones, I believe that. But some people don't want the responsibility. And so if we can incorporate something that gives them an option to at least participate and not have to worry, and then FDIC doesn't matter. I know Coinbase has it, and it literally doesn't matter. Who are you going to call, the FDIC, and say, I need my money? No, that's not going to work for you. I think 10 years later, we're still dealing with non-payouts from the last time, the FDIC was called in. So like, that's not going to that's not going to save you. And so, with that being said, if we could build a custodial service that had nothing to gain, so no reason for them, if they've got your keys, it is, Matthew and I, we talked about this yesterday on This Is Financial Advice. I mean, that's almost like, if you put your money into a Roth IRA, you can do that with Bitcoin. And there are custodial services that do that. And there's no need, because they can't make money off your money. So you could sit there and watch it move, but, they would at least protect it for you. Now, air quotes, protected for you, because again, remember, we believe not your keys, not your cheese. And so, something needs to happen. We need to make it easier for everyone to use, because your grandma's not going to remember her seed phrase. People that maybe have other disabilities, maybe they're not going to remember that shit. Maybe it's just too much for them, but they want to participate.
There are definitely companies coming out that are doing that, right? I mean, they're making the space a little bit easier to navigate. I mean, you can't expect somebody who's like 60 to know exactly how this works. I mean, obviously, if they put in the work, but most people aren't willing to put in that work, right? So there's definitely going to be, I mean, that's where the profit's going to be in 10, 15 years. People who make this easier, people who make this better, a better experience for the average person are going to be the ones that are making tons of money. So.
Absolutely.
Is there two voices on J-Chain's account?
Yeah, so we are streaming on the YouTube.
Okay.
Well, guys,
I was
we
about
also
to say,
have,
jeez, like that. I was confused as hell. I was like, that doesn't sound like J-Chain's, but why is his microphone on?
Yo, Jay, we are at the top of the hour. You know what I'm saying? As we want to, build into, we want to move this, to bigger markets and to other things. It's important that we got to stay on time. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to be a part of it. For those of you guys who are here with your hands up, we appreciate you so much. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we don't have the time to get to them today because we got to start building good standards. That's what if we're going to move into this place.
But we love you,
Jay,
guys.
man.
You know that.
Yeah, we love you. Love you. And I see Dill and Friday, our music space. We have a big space on Friday. Music space, Dill, definitely love for you to come out. Would love to talk to you about, what you got going on in music. Profit, I see you down there, family music. You know what I'm saying? So if you are a music lover, definitely be here for our pizza party on Friday.
Yep.
Up here on the YouTube, we got Final. What's up to Ardo, Commander over there doing his thing with the Final Frontier. Rajak is up here as well, guys. If you're not following, please definitely tap in, follow him. I mean, great conversation. Thank you so much for being here. Jay, I did send you a song. I was hoping we could play it at the very, very end. But take it away, man, and take us on.
Is it over on Twitter?
I have it. It's on your. I sent it to your DM. It's a YouTube link.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, while I get this thing ready to go, really quick, Rajat, I want to make sure that you leave us with any kind of final words, because I really appreciate you coming out and chatting with us today and being part of this conversation. This is Web3 Breakfast. We do this every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. You are more than welcome to tap in anytime. Come be a part of the community. Again, guys, this is a community by the community for the community. Everybody is welcome. We only ever have one rule, and it's just don't be a douchebag. So you got anything that you want to leave the community with before we shut this one out for the day?
Loved the conversation. I mean, it was great. I actually learned a lot myself, so I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for letting me join. Appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. Anytime. All right, y'all. Make sure that you tap in Monday through Friday here for Web3 Breakfast. Give everybody a follow that was up here on stage. I appreciate everybody being a part of the conversation. Or if you just sat here and listened, again, congratulations to Corey and his family welcoming his daughter. So cool to it was fun to be on baby watch for the last couple days. So that was cool. Congratulations, bud. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. And we've got some more shows all throughout the day today. So make sure that you tap in. Hit that bell so you see if I tweet something out and we're going to a space. Link up. Y'all have a good one.
LA ready, baby.
Awesome.
Oh, they can't hear it on YouTube. Dang. Sorry, Carrie. Hey, make sure that you read a book, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't want to read a book, listen to an audio book. It'll help you.